The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Louis! 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 Louis!
Is he
Louis!
here? Where's he at? Where's
Louis!
he?
Louis!
Where is Louis? Where is
Louis!
he? Where is his ass?
I know you waiting. I know you waiting at booth with that silverhead motherfucker with the big booty.
Where the fuck is Louis? Oh my God.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
What's
How's
going
everybody doing? And I want to say hello and welcome because every time we come back, we try to upgrade. And so now, not only are we simulcast live on Facebook and on YouTube, we are also live streaming on the Twitters.
Get into it, bitches. Get into it.
The Twitters. You missed us, bougie girl. We missed you too.
We did.
Missed you too. We missed everybody. We missed Desmond and we missed Eccentric. We missed Bougie Girl and Lola. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Girl, turn down this reverb a little bit. Let's see. Is that better?
Better.
But the reverb is cute though. That's part of the fun.
Right.
Girl, remind me to tell a story when we get to MAL.
Got you.
So just put a pin in that. Just a pin right there. All right. So
all right. But
we got a lot of shit to go to. So we need to start right.
But hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Mm-hmm. First, Lola, you ended 2023 on a bang, and now you're here early, but you say you might have to go. I hope you can stay, but I'm so glad that you are here, and thank you for joining us tonight. Bougie Girl, thank you so much for seeing you. I didn't see much of you this year, but we'll get into that. Or last year, I think it was, but we'll get into
she was purple booked.
It's all right. It's okay. It's
like Kelly Price. She's booked.
She's booked, and so I mean, yeah. But anyway, like you were saying, we have a lot of stuff that we have to talk about. We are just so excited to be back. I kind of got a little. You start missing. You're like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be doing something. Like, what's going on? Where am I? What's going? What's it? Who
happening? What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah.
Where's the why?
Right, and then it's like, oh shit, we're not doing the show. That's what. Okay, there. All right, there we go. All right. But so glad we're back. And listen, it has been a wonderful, wonderful time off. I hope everyone got to enjoy themselves over the Christmas and New Year's break and just time off to just reset before we started 2024. So welcome to 2024. And listen, we are glad that you are here with us. I am glad that I am here with you. I'm glad that I'm here with Dominion. I'm glad to just be here. Let's just start with that. So I'm excited about that. So welcome to 2024. 2024 started off right. I woke up the next morning and
somebody said your ankles and knees is ashy, Epic.
Never that. Never ashy knee or ankle. Thank you very much. Show these bitches. I still got it.
Oh, high kick. I love it. Well, medium kick.
Well, yeah, this was a rise in the chair. Now, baby, I used to be able to grab that ankle and go straight up. Now we ain't gonna do that. We're not gonna do that right now.
No. Even for these young guys with the flexible knees and hip rotators.
I can get this arm at 12 and this arm at 3. That's what I can get. So that's where the leg's gonna go. So I give you 3 o'clock. That's what we give you.
That's that part. There we go.
That's all I got.
So when last we had left off, we left off the Saturday or the Wednesday before cookies and cocktails. So when was when, in relation to that, when was your Christmas party?
So our Christmas party in the office was that Thursday, which would be like the 14th of
Yes. So let's start there.
So, okay. All right, listen. Y'all already know at the Black Degree. And let me start off by this. My baby is becoming a woman and she is in the background. So if you hear something in the background, all I'm going to say is that's my baby. She is becoming a woman. She's having an itch that she can't scratch. But baby, guess what? Come February 9th, that engine is going to be taken out. So just so be clear. But if you hear something in the background, like somebody screaming or whatever, I ain't doing nothing to her. That's she just having a moment. That's where we at. So I'm just saying. That's all.
He's feeling her lady parts,
baby, and it is wearing me out. Out. But okay. All right. So yes, at the Black Degree Factory, we have our little Christmas, soiree or whatever. So listen, I am over the girls. I'm calling all of them that right this because I'm over the girls because work has been crazy.
You're done. You're over. You had enough of these hoes.
Justin, hey boo.
Hey, oh shit. Justin, when you called me, I was in the middle of party prep, and then I was heading out of town, and then it was ML, and so I owe you a call because Justin called me just to catch up, and it was just a lot going on right at that moment. But I do owe him a call. I also saw his movie and television debut. Baby, you need to call the Oscar people about that.
Right, we need to call the Oscar people. But listen. Don't kill me. I just haven't watched it yet. I'm just saying I know where it is. I just ain't watched it yet. But I've heard good things about it. So I'm gonna definitely sit down and watch it. So don't get mad. But anyway, so here we are. We're at the Black Degree Factory. I'm over the function with the girls because I just had enough. And the one in particular, I think I was telling you about, I'm going to call them Miss Duly Noted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were leaving early and they decided to give me a Christmas card. I had to hold on to the Christmas card for a second. I just want to read this out. It was a Christmas card that said a very Merry Christmas. And they wrote on the inside and it said, "You have been really stretched this year, and I'm happy the new year will offer you some level of reprieve. I hope your winter break is as restful as possible. Thank you for all the ways you advocated for us this year. Please give the fur baby my best holiday wishes."
Okay, it closed better than it ended because it opened like, bitch, who the fuck?
Listen, I am over Miss Duly Noted. I am over her. I don't really give her. I don't care. And on top of that, because I don't have to supervise her, I supervise her supervisor now, which has always been the actual plan. So I don't even have to talk to you and say anything to you. Like I just don't, and I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna give them credit to say that this was a nice way to end the year on a peaceful note. It's not apologetic. It's not passive aggressive. It's just peaceful. And that's all it is. I'm gonna just stay with it. And I'm okay with that. But so anyway, that was it. That was the one thing. And then the next thing was, so, we exchanged gifts and all that good stuff. And I happened to get that person as my secret office gift thing. And then when they said gift certificate, I was like,
right.
Dude. But I got some beautiful gifts from my staff. They gave me we had to pick out a couple things. I got some stuff to put up on my wall, and I got this really nice box. But we also went and had dinner at this place that was not far from the job. And so it was a soul food place, and it's really good food. Like, it's really good food. And they also had like a couple of awards, and I got an award from all the staff, and it is the Manager of the Year award. That's what I got.
Aren't you like the only manager there?
No, I'm not. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 managers there.
How many people work in the office?
How many managers are in the office?
How many people work in the office?
Oh, in the so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people.
So out of 14 people, 8 of y'all are managers?
The other ones are they are
Oh, so it's the 8 plus the 14, which is 22. Gotcha.
and that is and you have to include the remote people as well. So again, there are some managers there. So, but in the office on
Well, either way.
Yeah, I mean, I was like,
congratulations.
Yeah, I was like, yay. Meanwhile, I was tossing back at Uncle Nearest. So I was just like, they called my name and I was like, okay, yeah, all right. But I thought that was nice. I was like, okay, fine, yeah. I mean, so but the other awards were like, you know, most likely leave out at 4:29, like stuff like that. So
they was reading the girls at the awards.
Listen. I mean, and listen, call it what you like, take it, do what you're gonna do. This was voted on by all the staff, so I was like, okay, well, if it was however it was intended, it was what it was. But anyway, that's what I got voted. So all right,
hey,
cool. But hey. Thanks. That's the Brista. You know it, bitch. But anyway, but yes, it was interesting. And then we get to cookies and cocktails. Yes. For me, that's my next event.
So cookies and cocktails was fun. I was super proud of myself because I was totally ready. The party started at 9. I was sitting around with nothing to do at 7:30. So I was like, girl, I don't know how this feels to not be running around right at the last minute getting ready for the party. I reorganized it. So, hey, Billy. Instead of the table coming into the middle of the room, I had this whole tiered architecture thing with the plates of cookies. And so that came out nice. Everything turned out really nice. Everyone had a really good time. I did a little something different with the tree. I had light up ornaments around the tree.
Let me be clear. The motherfucking house was decked out. Like I was like, but you have all this space for the motherfucking Christmas tree, bitch, and all her accoutrements and her supporting actors and actresses out here. But it was grand. It was laid out, and the food was amazing. But I would know that because I was there. Bougie, were you? I don't think she.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing Bougie. So
I don't recall seeing Bougie or even hearing.
We're just going to dash right over that because,
Are we really going to dash over it? Because it seems like when it happened to me when I was there and I left early.
Mm-hmm.
But we heard about that all year long. So, okay, all right, okay. But I'm sorry.
Billy asked for pictures, so I'm trying to see if I've got pictures.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna hold on. I'm not going to say anything else about Bougie not being there at this cookies and cocktails, and I had on my sparkly, shiny shit because I knew she was going to be coming. I'm not going to say anything else about that. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to drag this in the ground. I'm not going to even mention the fact that she said that she was going to show up, and then she said she got triple booked, and then she said, actually she didn't even say anything. She just didn't show up. But I'm not going to say nothing else about it. I'm going to leave it alone because I'm not that. I'm not petty like that.
Are you sure you're not bitter about it? Are you certain?
I'm not bitter about it. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it all.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it alone. But Billy, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And I don't know if you are celebrating Kwanzaa, if you're celebrating Rosh Hashanah and the Jewish holiday. I don't know what you're celebrating, but listen, Merry New Year, and we're all here. So I haven't seen you. I haven't had a chance to talk to you. So, but cookies and cocktails was fab. I enjoyed myself. I took lots of treats home. I had a mixture of some stuff that people made some really interesting stuff. And I had a mixture of some stuff and it was really good. But I got home and it was like I was fucking it up because it was so good. And you know how it is always better like afterwards, like when you get a little buzz and you halfway there. Yes, she looked amazing. The table did look amazing.
So I had this little tiered thing. That I basically spent all day running around trying to make these tiers done. And this was a combination of planks from IKEA and plastic baskets. So, okay. So we had a wonderful time. So I'm looking.
Billy, he has a specialty apple cider that he does. So yeah, you can cocktail can be anything, and that could anything, whether it's a mocktail,
We'll put
cocktail.
you on. We'll make sure you're on the list next year, Billy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well,
And
I'm
so,
sorry. Let me back up. This isn't. I'm not. It is not my function. This is a Dominion function.
you're
So,
totally fine. No, it was
so
not a. It was not a BGKH function, but Billy is a friend, so he
oh,
can.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. So,
And after this year, some hose is getting cut off anyway, so there's more capacity.
and then there's that. But so okay, so that brings us to we're at what, the 16th or 17th now? Because
Yes,
the cocktails was 16 or 17. Okay,
it
so
was.
then 16th, and then you were
I hopped on a plane and took my ass down to Fort Lauderdale for several. So I went down to Florida, and my trip was divided into two parts. There was the whole part, and then hold on one second. I'm trying to do something. Show presenters view. I need to swap these screens. Well, something's going on. I'll deal with that later. So I had a wonderful time. So my trip was divided into two parts. There was the first part, which was shopping and whoring in Fort Lauderdale. In fact, that could have been the title: shopping and whoring in Fort Lauderdale. And
listen, you keep talking because I know what's going on, but I'm ready to get my child together because she's getting on my nerves. Go ahead, keep
right. And then the second part of the trip was friends and family in Orlando. So we'll start with the shopping and whoring in Fort Lauderdale. So for those of us who are in the know, they know exactly what this card means. 321 is the name of Slammers. It's actually a 321 Sunrise West Sunrise Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. So I had myself a wonderful time, and I actually got to use the card 2 times because by getting the card, you save on the admission. Those of us who know the story behind Lewis know that this story took place at 321. I had a lovely time there. I had a fun time there, but nothing memorable. So like I didn't, I let off a lot of steam. I donated lots of DNA around to the city, but none of it was like memorable. Like it wasn't bad, but how sometimes you're like, wow, that was like lots of fun, and I cannot wait to tell this story on the show. Other times I was like, you know what, that was cool. That was cool. So I had, I probably left probably I'd say 9 rounds of DNA over the course of 2 days.
I mean,
and I got to hang out.
I mean, what you supposed to do? You from out of town. Come on.
Exactly. And I did a lot of shopping. And then I took the what do you call it? The Bright Line, to Orlando and had a cute little time with Volt and Isu and spent Christmas, and that was lovely. And we watched this really interesting show called Fellow Travelers. It's on Showtime. It's about gay men in the 50s navigating McCarthyism. And it starts in the 50s and ends in the mid 80s. So it was a really interesting show. And what's interesting about it is that it is very kink forward.
Oh,
very kink forward. So I encourage all of you all to enjoy to check that show out. It's called Fellow Travelers.
Okay.
On Showtime or wherever it is that you get your television services. And then that brings us to New Year's Eve. So,
New Year's Eve was a good one.
Yes. So
I think
Christmas, my Halloween, my Christmas party, cookies and cocktails. There's a wide distribution on that list. But on the New Year's Eve party, it's a very small distribution. These are only people with whom, I feel like a real close connection or kinship. And I really want to bring in the new year with, people who aren't just friends, but who are family. So my son was there, his new husband was there, my sister was there, my good Brista here was there, and some other really, really, really good friends were there.
and best friend showed up.
Including best friend. So best friend was there too. So we all had like a really good time. And because I remember me and best friend went to a party in maybe 2003. And we got to the party, and it was somewhere out in Waldorf or somewhere out in the country. And there were like a ton of homosexuals there, which is fine. So I wasn't complaining about that. But it was just that the party was huge. And we didn't even get like our glass of champagne until like 12:30, 12:45. And so I said that from now on, I wanted to bring in the new year with friends and family in like a much more sort of intimate thing. And so that's why New Year's Eve, I only have like maybe 10 people over. And, the cider was cidering.
Yes.
So, and actually for the cider was at New Year's Eve. For Christmas, it was the red wine hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But
so,
again, there were other non-alcoholic stuff for those that didn't.
Oh, there was lots of non-alcoholic stuff there. There was all kinds of juices and stuff, So, hey, Cirque du Soleil. I'm not exactly sure who that is. And hey, Jason.
You know who Cirque du Soleil is. You know who that is.
Who is that?
Look very, very closely.
Girl, I mean, that's a little picture. I'm already like this with my cataract.
Listen, it's a little picture for a little short person.
I'll figure it out later. And so that was that. I'm glad. Oh, yeah, I know that girl. I just had to put her on the screen for a second so I could see exactly who it is. Hey, Bear Marvin. Hey, Switchblade. So, but we had a really good time. So, yes, I figured it out, Kyriakos. I appreciate it. At some point, when did we go? Oh, the day after cookies and cocktails, baby, we had a good old shut her down brunch at shit. Now I can't think of the name of the place. Where did we go for my birthday? She's my favorite place, and I can't think of her fucking name now. But it's the new bougie Negro spot where the girls go for brunch. So they set it up where it's like small plates.
Wait,
and La Vie is the name of it.
I didn't
which
make
means
this.
the light.
La Vie.
Yeah, you did. You came for my birthday. The spot we were sitting with the grass wall in the back in the corner.
You talking about the birthday? That was the
year was the birthday dinner, but we went to the same place for.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't make
it was me, Volt, Isu, Zay, and like one or two other people.
Okay, so I didn't make that yet. Okay, but that's.
But what they do, so they got this whole menu, and you can order anything off of the menu. Now, for the broke girls, this is not broke girl brunch. It's going to let you know. See, $65 a person. That's like $40 for the brunch and 30. Well, so well, $30 for the brunch and $35 for all you can drink champagne and mimosas. So, baby, we turned her out. We drank all of their champagne, so much so the brunch is from 11 to 3. We ain't leave there till like 4:15. So it was a good old tingly lip brunch. That was how good it was. So we had us a lovely time there.
What did I do? I'm trying to remember what the hell I did. Why I didn't go. Anyway, go ahead. I'm
I
trying.
think you may have had something to do that day. And then I didn't tell everybody this, but my basement has flooded twice. We had a storm the day after cookies and cocktails, and so I dried up all of the water then. But then when we had that last big storm, I guess
that was about like a week ago or 2 weeks ago.
A week ago, I had 6 inches of water in my basement, and now my basement is sporting a lovely 2-foot strip of ripped out drywall all the way around. And so that leads us to MAL. So how was your MAL?
Listen, I will
hey,
say
Brian,
that.
Hey Bear, hey Switchblade.
My MAL was, first of all, I don't know why, but I was not in the mood for MAL for some reason. Like I was fighting and fighting and fighting. Part of it was just preparation of it, getting my room, getting packed, all that, like all these different things.
It was a lot.
I wasn't really in it. And usually with MAL, you get your room a lot, like a lot sooner, like in July or like 6 months ahead of time. At least you know you got a room and all type of stuff. Well, listen, I was winging it because I really wasn't feeling it. And then I was like, I'm like, well, whatever. I had to get on the phone and smile and laugh at a couple people and, make a few promises here and there. But I got a room and, I was good with all that. So that was cool. I actually wound up calling my MAL roomie, Deviant. And so we were like, you got the room? You sure? You just like everything's good? Like, oh, damn. We were both kind of like, are you sure you want to stay all 3 days? You sure you want to go? Because it was just a weird feeling. I don't know what it was. I just I wasn't in the mood for it. However, I am glad that I did go because I enjoyed myself. And I enjoyed myself because it was one of the few times I've been at MAL that I didn't have anything to do as far as work. I wasn't supposed to be anywhere. I didn't have to do anything. Like I was literally just standing around as much as I could, just being a brother, except for the one day when I said I would assist in the back, with the gear show, whatever. But I really said, listen, I was high the entire fucking week. I was running to people and I was like, oh my God, hey, how are they? Were like, you remember me? I was like, listen, I do not. I'm probably not gonna remember you tomorrow. I was like, I'm high. And somebody stopped me and said, I know you was high last time I saw you, and it's okay. It was like, all right, but I remember you. All right, baby, you know how this go. You're not gonna feel no type of way because I'm not gonna remember you right now. Right. But I enjoyed myself, and I had a lovely, lovely time. I've realized a few things about a few people. I have some notes. I've realized that our brother Coyote is probably one of the funniest people on the planet ever. Mm-hmm. But you have to catch him when he is not sober. Because when he is not sober, he is hilarious. You said what?
Then he's funny most of the time because he's almost never sober.
Listen, those few moments when he's not sober, you be like, I don't like this. Put this in your mouth or smoke something. Drink something. Go do something. But you need to come back, sober. And Rego, what's going on, baby? But I had a really, really, really good time. Let me see if I can remember all this stuff. I posted all the stuff on my phone. This was a surprise. We got to see Eccentric. So Eccentric surprised us with these Lewis t-shirts. And so I was very excited about that.
So we are super excited about these t-shirts. We're in love.
Yeah, I really am because on the back, on the back I'm kicking stuff out the wall. On the back we have here we go.
It has our logo on the back.
Our logo on the back. Sorry. And there we go. Sorry. But yeah, we have our logo on the back. So super excited about that. It was a great way to start the show off.
Like the weekend off.
The weekend and the show too.
Yes.
But yes, for the weekend, it was really good. Of course, as much time as I always do, I overpacked. Like it just is what the fuck it is. Like I done threw everything in this bag, and I probably wore 1/3 of what was in the bag, or even 1/4 of what was in the bag, because I just didn't do. I was like, listen, this is what we're doing. I also realized when I came back that, like I just talked to you earlier, my young lady is growing up. She's a woman now, or she's on her way to being a woman now, because she stayed here all weekend, didn't tear my house up. So I was happy about that. But again, February 9th, can get that engine taken out. So you listen, count. All right. Let's see. I wound up kissing somebody in the suite, and I don't remember who that was, but that happened a couple times. I don't know what that was all about. But the one person I do remember, and I was intentional with that. Let's see, gear show day for me. It was interesting. The setup was interesting, and like all these things were interesting. And not in a bad way, not in a good way, but just interesting. The team that was there was small but pretty mighty. I'm gonna give a shout out to Tabano as well as to Nova, because when I say they came through and they did every single thing that needed to be done, we were having these conversations while we were going along. Oh, look who just popped in the room, Tabano. Hey, Tabano. They did an amazing job getting stuff together. Aphrodite was there as well, and he was amazing as well, just being in the back, trying to make sure that everything was running smoothly. So it was really, really.
Bougie Girl said it was her you kissed.
See, now this is exciting. Did anybody else see Bougie Girl there? Because I don't know, because her track record, she ended 2023 at I don't know if it was you. And I may have kissed her. I don't know. But if anybody can't tell me she was there, I probably didn't kiss her. She probably wasn't there. But anyway, so the models came through. Our special guest came through, Cutler X, and he came through, and he brought some gifts and some supplies, some toys. But we got him into an outfit. We got him up on stage, and his outfit, if I remember correctly, this was the highest bid on one item
ever,
which was like over $600. So I was excited about that and happy about that. But I will also say that he brought a little toy that he was auctioning off as well. And all I know is, as I'm standing on the side, I think someone said sold, and then something else happened. And the next thing I knew, I saw my little brother up on stage, deep throating the and I mean, when I say deep, like, listen, that dildo is
this wasn't I'm just going to get the nut. This was I'm getting the whole thing in my mouth and down my throat.
And listen, and here I am from the back, on the back of the stage. I was just like, what the fuck? I couldn't get to the stage fast enough. But so anyway, that was fun. The gear show it's always fun as far as I'm concerned, because it's just some good energy. I was kissing somebody there as well. I don't know what
you had every time I saw you had your tongue down some man.
I don't listen. I don't really know what that was all about, but it was okay. I was good. I mean, you're a whore. I don't know if I really like the connotation that goes with that. I think I like to call myself just sexually free.
You are definitely free with your love. You know what you would. I would say that one for later. But yes, you were doing a lot, and you were having a wonderful time.
Yeah, I was having a wonderful time. Yeah. Did some shopping in the vendor mart. In fact, so listen, let's talk about this. So I had this vest in my mind, this item that I wanted to buy, and I knew what it looked like. I knew what for years I've been thinking about it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. I'm gonna do it. And I get down there and I try it on, and I don't like the way it fits me. Like, it's just on me, and I'm kind of like, Then I start looking at it, and I'm like, I'm like, I really like this, but I'm like, it don't really do anything for me. So I said, well, let me leave it as an option, because I found something else that I like, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this as an option. Took pictures and everything. Go back down, me and the Bristol, we go back down here, and I was like, hey, I want to show you this vest. This is what I'm thinking about, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And let me be clear, like, I'm not mad, because I'm not that dude. But what I said was, I was like, well, he said, well, I'm gonna try it on. I'm like, well, try it on. He put the bitch on, and listen, you know when something looks good on somebody, and listen, that is your friend, but you're not gonna let them look crazy, but you also gonna tell them when it look good. So I was just like, bitch, it looks good on you. Like, I was kind of mad, because I was like, bitch, it didn't look like that on me. Like, bitch,
what are you talking about?
The the toothpaste, the vest.
Oh, the joint that I bought, yes.
Yeah.
Because
So I was
normally shit don't be looking too good on me. So I was like, oh, okay, this is
Yeah,
cute.
and I was like,
And it was only $200 because sometimes the price point at that particular spot be a little outrageous for
listen,
the quality. So
what was I gonna say about it? Because I was like, all right, whatever. But I wound up getting the other one, which is fine, and I absolutely love it. But it was like, all right, cool. Walking around the vendor mart, saw lots of stuff. Didn't really purchase a whole lot other than that, but I mean, it was cool. Like I really enjoyed myself. On that same day, we wound up going to motherfucking Love Mikado.
bitch, let me just pause right there and say that if you live in the DC area or are coming to the DC area, you need to take your ass to Love Mikado. And please continue with the story.
Baby, it is a whole motherfucking experience. Well, first off, and again, once again, there's a theme here. I was high as shit, and I got there, and I had just got finished smoking. So when he got there, they had they had taken our coats, and they had put our coats in the closet. I don't know if you caught a Dominion, but bitch, when she opened that coat room back up, it was like, woof. I was like, there's my coat over there.
Oh, I didn't notice because I've not been hey Hypnos, yes, Hypnos
Hey!
for Love Mikado, baby. That spot.
Yeah, it was
You occasionally have like a dining experience that changes your perception of what food can be.
Listen, there's 3 spots for me, and I'm gonna say this because they've changed my life. I talked about the motherfucking Leather Stallion. If you've never had a hot dog from the motherfucking Leather Stallion in motherfucking Cleveland, Ohio, bitch, go get you a hot dog because that motherfucker is amazing.
Yes.
I'm gonna also say Del Frisco's because even when I ordered a steak there and they cooked it, I ordered it medium and it came back well. I was like, these motherfuckers overcooked my steak, and it was the best motherfucking steak I'd ever had.
Exactly.
Love Mikado has changed my life.
Yes.
Listen, one of our brothers, I'm not going to say their name, but they are, what's the word I'm looking for? Very high end. How about that? They're very high end.
Lavish.
So when we got dressed to go out, I was like, oh, we're just going to a place. I just threw some jeans on or whatever. So one of the brothers that we were walking through with, I think it was Z, who said, he was like, well, damn, wait a minute. I should have put on my good Sunday dress. I'm like, what is this? I feel underdressed. So we were laughing.
Wait a minute though, because when we was describing it and they were talking about what we were going to get, you was like,
because
appetizers,
right? Because we started off saying we're going to a steakhouse. So I was like, I'm in. I can get a steak, like I'm good. But then when he said Love Mikado, and he said something about sushi, and I was like,
and then he was like, you get these little pieces of. We had Wagyu beef. So part of the life. Can I just describe? So,
please go.
All right. So first of all, the whole setup. So it's not just one restaurant. It is a Japanese food hall with a number of different concepts inside of it. So there's the sushi spot, there's the Japanese barbecue, there's the sort of Japanese karaoke bar, and then there's like the carry-out joint with the dessert in the back.
And it had a motherfucking donut that looked like a waffle.
Baby, them donuts. We're going there this weekend. I got to go get some of them. Those donuts were pure fat assery.
Listen, every last square inch of it, and the filling and the paper sat on and the knives and the equipment that was rolled that made the motherfuckers fat assery. And I'm here for every last
inch. If you've ever seen Kill Bill and the scene where they're I can't remember, what was Lucy Liu's character's name?
Lucy Liu's character. So she
Alexa. What was Lucy Liu's character's name in Kill Bill?
According to fandom, Kill Bill's characters are Beatrix Kiddo, Bill, BB, Boss Benta, Boss Honda, Boss Organa.
Alexa, cancel. I don't need the whole fucking Alexa, cancel. I don't need the whole fucking list. Anyway, Lucy Liu's character. Remember the scene where she cut off Boss Tanaka's head? That setup was what our restaurant looked like. It was very dark, black tables, red walls, everything. So we let our friend who had been there before do Oren Ishii. Oren Ishii, yes, that's who that was. And so it was very that. So we let the guy who had been there before sort of guide it. So basically,
wait a minute. Let's not forget that he set up like a tour for us of the whole motherfucking thing. Like we walked in like VIPs and shit, and they were just like, "Oh, we're here. We're taking."
We went in every room. The hostess was hooking us up. We met the chef.
Yes,
and everything. And so when you sit down, they don't give you just a regular menu. They give you this letter that has a wax seal on it that you break open, and it's a letter from the chef that is the menu. So you basically, when you're in the barbecue spot, you have two choices. You can order the premium or the Lux. And so the premium is like really good American Kobe beef. And the Lux is Japanese Wagyu. And so I had never had Wagyu before. And they basically give you 2 or 3 of pieces of 4 different kinds of meat. And
4 pieces.
4 pieces. But I think we got more than we were supposed to because we wasn't supposed to eat that much meat. So we got to go back with that same person from now on. But so basically they give you 4 different cuts of meat, but they start you off with this bone broth, which was literally one of the best soups I had, not one of, the best soup I have ever had in my life. So the soup was so good that I was like, I need like a gallon of this to go. They did not give me a gallon. They gave me like a coffee cup full and like a half a cup. Baby, that cup of soup barely made it back to the hotel. It was so fucking good. And then they had like little appetizers, but then they bring you the meats and you put the meat on the grill and they give you all kinds of accoutrements to go on it. You got these different sauces. They got miso and everything. And go ahead, Epic.
I was not here for the bone broth. Let me just be clear.
Oh, you could have just gave me the fucking bone broth because I would have fucked that bone broth up.
For me, it was a little too thick and a little too chewy.
That's because it had pieces of potato in it.
Bitch, I was like,
baby, I don't care if you had spit it back out into the cup. I would have drank every drop of that bone broth.
It was just, but I mean, okay. I mean, everybody, listen, it's fine. Listen, we could always.
Thank you, Hypnos. That bone broth was everything.
Y'all, listen, Hypnos, y'all were going in over it, and I was just kind of like, it didn't do it for me.
And then they bring out the meat, and so they give you these little pieces of meat, and each piece of meat is about, I need that sticky. But imagine this sticky torn in half. So each piece of meat was about that size.
Yes.
So they give you 4 of these pieces of 4 different kind of meat. So we had 16 little pieces of meat like this, and you put it on the grill. And this is Wagyu, so you're not supposed to cook that more than like medium. But no matter what you cooked it at, each piece was melt in your mouth tender and so fucking good.
Maybe all the dips and sauces that they had and things you had to put it on, it was amazing. But see, the problem for me was it was the taste and the texture. Like I have never like put a piece of meat in my mouth and chewed it, and it was like butter, but then it was like an amazing chew, and then it was like a constant chew. Like I wanted,
you didn't want to stop chewing it.
I wanted to chew this beef like it was gum. Like I was ready to like start cracking gum, like popping it, like crack. What you eating, bitch? I'm eating Wagyu, bitch. What's up? Crack,
right.
Crack. Like it was so motherfucking good. It was amazing.
And the mushrooms that came with it were good. I mean, the rice was just like white rice, but everything was good. My cocktail was good. Then after we cleared the food up, they brought us out these little matcha, which is like a Japanese green tea powder. Yeah, so they brought out little popsicles with that. But then We also got these apple fritters. Now,
Yeah,
that apple fritter, she looked exactly like one of them apple fritters that you get from the grocery store or that you get
7-Eleven.
from 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
It looked like a fritter like that. But baby, from the moment you cut into the first piece and you got all this apple and cinnamon and caramel and everything, that is
and the ice cream.
I'm not exaggerating when I say that was the best soup I ever had, and this was absolutely the best apple fritter that I had ever had. It had all this caramel coming out of it and bits of apple and everything, and this ice cream. Baby, it was so fucking good.
That Fuji apple fritter was amazing. You got the little pieces that were like charred a little bit. It got a little caramel on it at the same time, and then a little sugar, and you chewing and chew. It was amazing. And when I tell you, I was sitting there and I was just like you ever had like an orgasmic experience? Like I didn't have an orgasm, but it was like I can see how this can easily slip. Like if this had easily slipped into an orgasm somehow, like if somebody was, sucking me off or whatever, I'd have been like, whoa!
Yeah. That whole experience, like you said, was in the top 3. The first 4 top experiences that I can remember. Yes, and we've gone to 3 of them together.
Yes.
Leather Stallion. That hot dog at the Leather Stallion changes your life. Changes your concept of what a grilled hot dog can be.
Listen.
And they don't do nothing to it, but just leave it on that grill. That probably ain't been clean since God was a boy.
And
but
that's
whatever
the key right there. That's the key. The grill was seasoned.
Yes. The second one for me is Toki Underground, because I love ramen. And so the first time I went to Toki Underground, and I had ramen at other restaurants before, but Toki ramen and that triple tonkatsu broth that they have is every fucking thing. The third is Del Frisco. Baby, when we went there and I had that carpaccio and the steak cooked perfectly and the gooey butter cake, and then Love Mikado is my new favorite. Now, I just want to be clear on the price point.
Yes.
Now, I just need you to gather yourself and get your coins together, because the base price for the Lux experience, now this is Wagyu. And remember, what did I say? If you ever been to a restaurant and they tell you that is 90, you see like the steak will be like $80, like at Del Frisco. The steak is like the ribeye is like $65. Then if you want the ribeye, it's $90 for 3 pieces like this. We got 16 pieces like this. So the base price of this for our meal was at least $225, not including the cocktails and everything else that we had.
It was $135.
No, that was $135 for the Lux. The premium was a lot more.
Lux was the first one was $85. The Lux was $135.
Okay, I must have misread it then. It was still it's still not a cheap date. Listen. If you bring a date there, the date needs to. Hey, best friend, if you bring a date to Love Mikado, the date needs to be clear that y'all are fucking afterwards.
It is an absolute.
This is not a. Oh, we're still deciding if we're like one another, and we might kiss and part ways, bitch. If we go there and I spend $400 to $500 for this meal, 1, it is going to be the best meal you ever had. 2, but we definitely fucking. And you can call that whatever you want. You can say that's transactional. You can call it whatever you want. But if we go there, we're fucking.
But I mean, isn't that what Love Mikado means? We fucking. Ain't that what it means? That's what it translates to.
I think that's what it translates to in Japanese.
Love Mikado. We fucking. So, that's how I'm interpreting it. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I'm. But listen, Bear Marvin, yes, you have been, yes, with mustard, and you put some relish on that bitch too. Ha ha ha. But Bougie Girl, listen, now let's be clear. A good thick that I could swallow. I'm not a swallower. I've never been a swallower.
Now,
consistent.
Speaking of swallowed up, have you ever been swallowed up? Have you ever gone through a time of swallowing where everything was new and beautiful? I was in the leather mark. So I'm pulling that pin back out, right?
Got you.
So I'm in the leather mart. I am in the Leatherworks booth. So I'm walking around, walking all around. I pass Boot Works, and then I make the left and go past where they've got the crowns, and then I make the other left where they have the towels, and I look to the right, and the room went dark. Now, I'm not going to call no names unless that person gives me permission to say their name in the chat. But all I know is that all I saw was meat being swallowed up. He was going through a time of swallowing. I think he was trying on cock rings or something, and I think, well, you obviously got to pull your dick out in order to try on the cock ring. And the sales attendant was probably like,
there it is, permission granted.
Oh. So I turn the corner, and they have. So to my left is Gay Towels, and to my right is Eccentric getting swallowed up. Swallowed up. He was going through a time of swallowing, and everything was new and beautiful and moist. And of course, there was a crowd. Like everybody sort of stopped what they were doing to turn and watch the spectacle. And then like people from outside of the room came in to see what was going on because he was drawing all of the light into the room. Like the whole rest of the space was going dark.
He did that thing that that Bernie Mac did. He did shit. As soon as he pulled out, the whole room got dark. That's what the fuck went on. That's what happened.
Exactly. Speaking of which,
swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming? I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming? I would.
Listen,
I just was not expecting we've seen Eccentric in his tight jeans, so we had an idea, but I just was not expecting to be confronted. I was not expecting it to be like.
See, listen, it's those experiences that are always scarring. Because I'm gonna tell you, in LA, that's how I wound up I was blinded in my left eye by Maximus. Here we are doing our own little thing in a little nasty spot. And here I walk past the room, and then all of a sudden it was like, I was like, bitch, the fuck? Could you lift up the drawbridge, motherfucker? I'm trying to get through.
But listen, that's the thing. It's MAL, and listen, I've seen. We had just seen Cutler, do the kid. So we've seen big dicks, and I'm not at all diminishing Eccentric. I'm just saying my point. My point here is that for those of us who are actually kinky, MAL is a different experience for us, because when I think about, yes, I will never forget that experience, ever. But I'm saying that my MAL memories are tied to the times we spend in the hallway chit-chatting, the dinner that we go to, the reconnecting with friends and all of that. Because I don't need to travel out of town, across country, packing all kinds of shit if all I want to do is be swallowed up. If I want to go through a time of swallowing, that is why I go to Fort Lauderdale, but I also go there to see friends and stuff. But the swallowing is definitely a fun part of it. But yeah, no one travels across some people do, but those of us who are actually kinky ain't traveling across the country just to get our dick sucked or to fuck somebody or whatever. So that's the shit that we do later on. I did clutch my pearls a little bit because it wasn't that I've never seen a big dick before. I just was not expecting to see my good Brista with his dick all out in the middle of the leather mart. That was just not on my bingo card for the moment. So it was, but you're not supposed to take pictures, so I didn't have any pictures, and I don't think anyone did. But it was just a wonderful thing. But like you, when I tell you I was literally recovering from the flood up until the moment I arrived at MAL. So I got there late, and it was to the point where at the end I was like, all right, it's 4:00 on MAL Friday. I should already been at the hotel, and they still haven't left. They still haven't finished unclogging the drain, which was part of the problem to begin with. So I just had a big red trunk, which I just threw a ton of shit in, and a big orange suitcase, which I too threw a ton of other shit in. And then I just brought all that shit. This is why I changed clothes so many times at the gear show, because I had a bunch of shit. So I want y'all to pause for a second, because our good Brista Deviant is on the line, and I need y'all to see this shit that he made for me. So you entertain the kids for 30 seconds.
Got you. So so I see, Cerberus, I see you in here. I see Bear Marvin. Bougie Cutler. So listen, Cutler, first of all, is a sweetheart. Like, he literally is, like, I can see myself laughing, joking with him, and like hanging out. And I mean, we have kind of hung out like with the group, and like in settings where we all like laugh and joke. So he's cool. Like, he's definitely very cool. When you see him, it's always a warm greeting, trying to direct him and as far as in the back and getting stuff together. Like, he's always cool. Like, and he's someone that knows what he knows the assignment, whatever he is there for. So if he's here to fuck, then he knows the assignment. If he's here to be at a gear show, he knows the assignment. If he's here to be he knows the assignment. So I'm gonna definitely give him that. But yes, my line brother Deviant he's been telling me for years that he wants to make clothes and start doing other things. Well, he got hold of some time and a lot of rhinestones. And when I tell you that he sat down and did several ensembles, but this is the one that he did for Dominion. And yes. Listen, do you understand the amount of beading that is on? Like, every last one of these
each one of these is individually placed rhinestones, white and orange rhinestones. He had a similar shirt that I don't think it had quite as many rhinestones. The one that he had when he came on cookies and cocktails. He had on a shirt like this. I was like, bitch, I need one of these for the gear show. And he made this for me for the gear show. So thank you so much, Deviant, for this, for churning it out. And so as we close the book on MAL, I want to thank again Cutler X for being our special guest. The items that he wore at the gear show, including his dildo, sold a combined more than $1,800 alone. So that is great. And Cutler, y'all know, everyone knows Cutler, Cutler's Den, Cutler X, he of the Big Dick Bang Out. But he's also the sweetest person you would ever want to meet. He is totally unpretentious. He never asks for anything when he helps us out at the gear show. He's always just like, what time do you need me there, and what can I do to support? And so we love him to death. It was also funny because when he was in the back getting swallowed up, he went through several times of swallowing. It was not new for him, but he seemed to enjoy getting swallowed up. But one of the people that was swallowing was one of our brothers. And we like to make fun of this particular brother in the nicest possible way. And so I said, did you tell Cutler X how you broke your butthole trying to take his dildo?
Just to be clear, this is not me, but I'm just putting my hand down because I'm like, damn, that's kind of okay. All well. But
so I've got a few TikToks and other things to go through. Are you ready?
Yep. Here we go.
All right, so let me.
Oh, Bougie, I didn't know you spoke to. So we'll chat about that. I didn't know you actually met him. Okay, cool.
All right, so let me.
So I was dating this guy, kind of rich, and he asked me out of the blue, would you date a struggling guy?
Mm-hmm.
And I said no. And he said, you know, to me, you're the struggling guy. I haven't healed yet. Fam, plot
Her
twist.
world would have been rattled.
She felt wined and dined. And in that setting,
Yeah.
she doesn't understand why she's being attacked.
Yeah, fine.
She doesn't understand.
I'm just here for food and give you tea. That's all I'm here for.
So I was dating this guy.
But the tea, though, is that he's totally right. It was like, bitch, in this scenario, bitch, you're the struggling one. I just want to be very clear here. So, before, and this goes for men and women, before you start talking about broke bitches don't deserve no pussy, if things work out the way that you want, you're the broke bitch. I just want to be clear. So I'm not saying broke niggas deserve pussy, but I'm just saying, be humble.
Know your lane. Know your lane. Know your worth, but know your lane. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah.
This one was wild to me because it's funny because I have had or knew people that said this shit. And so I was like, what?
You don't beat your dick? No. When last time you jerked off? High school, bro.
High school?
You haven't jerked off since high school? You graduated what, last week? 05.
Get the
I ain't jerked off in 18 years.
boy. You did a 20-year stint.
Y'all need a lady. Y'all
Even with a lady, I'll be beating my shit. What the fuck?
get you a girl. Like
Get you a girl.
Get you a girl?
I don't jerk off because I can't. I'm telling you right now, jerking off because you can't get no pussy. I don't do that.
yeah, I don't do that either.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all niggas is
You think I'm
different.
jerking because I can't get no buns? Nigga, buns is everywhere.
Hold on. So why y'all jerking off if you can get buns?
Because I like to pleasure myself. Sometimes I be horny, but not in the mood for box.
So what do you do?
Jerk off.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro.
I do not know what is wrong with these people.
Listen, the funny part for me is they were both like, jerk off.
You know what though? But I knew my best friend in college. I don't know if it's a lie because I didn't really follow up with him on it. But we were having a conversation one time, and I said something. I was like, I thought we are good enough friends, and I was like, said something about jerking off. He was like, I don't jerk off, and I was like, it's just us now. This isn't us sitting in the dorm with women and you got to pretend like you don't jerk off. Because I remember my freshman year, we're sitting in fucking Pattyfoot. It's one of those things, you're 18 years old. Everybody's 18 years old. So it's men and women and you're having these conversations. And somehow the subject of masturbation came up. And some woman was like, yeah, I think masturbation is nasty and I don't like it when guys do it. So every man in that room was like, yeah, I don't jerk off. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm sitting there thinking like, nigga, I know I jerk my dick like 15, 20. I was 18 years old. I jerked my dick like 20 times a day. And I know I can't be the only motherfucker that jerked my dick in here. So all you hoes got to be lying.
Wait a minute. Alexander, is that why your ass was walking through the...
Oh, Bear Marvin said he needed to take care of his husbandly duties. Speaking of getting swallowed up.
But I'm gonna leave that alone.
Jasmine said broke dick beat a good dick. But I'm just like, girl, what do you mean you don't jerk off? What does that even mean? I just can't even fathom it.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. But can we just take a moment to talk about motherfucking it wasn't the contest. Well, when Alexander came downstairs with giving the Cruella de Vil version of the pup version.
Yes, with the red boot. Yes, I saw it.
Okay, bitch.
I
meant to talk to you about that before, but bitch, listen, you did that, bitch. You did all that, and on that good red boot, bitch, you did that. But okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I live though. So the next one, you know, this guy is one of my favorites.
But can we talk about the bromance that they have eventually?
Those two dudes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And the light-skinned one, it seems like he is the one that is like the aggressive one that really wants to like.
No, that light-skinned one wants to be had so bad because he called the dark-skinned one daddy and got mad one time when he didn't call him daddy.
I said, oh my goodness, this is too much. But anyway, go ahead.
Speaking of which,
honey, I am straighter than a pair of chopsticks laying flat on a kitchen table. Honey, I am straighter than the posture of a military soldier. Honey, I am so straight, I have never even seen a man before, okay? I don't know what a man looks like, tastes like, or feels like, or smells like. Honey, I am straighter than the number one. I have had several women in my life. Several, okay? And we've had so much, intercourse, we've had so much of it. Oh my God. Honey, I've been with so many women, honey. Roses are red. I love women. If the kitty cat's wet, then I'm going swimming. Honey, I don't know what a twink is. Honey, the only twink I know is the little cake with the icing in the middle. Honey, if I was a homosexual, I would be out and proud, but that's just not my life. That's not my tea, okay? You can't clock me, sis. I'm too straight for you gays. Get away from me, you bottom. You have nothing that I want. Oh, look, there's a woman right now. Yes, honey. Scrumdiddlyumptious. Yum, 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 making my mouth water. My mouth is watering. My mouth is watering. My mouth is watering. My God. You see what women make me do? Got me acting up in this bitch. Honey, I am.
First of all, I'm mad because, you know, Scrumdiddlyumptious is one of my. That is so fucking ridiculous.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. But he was cute with that. It was cute with that. That was.
So do you have any stories, or are we just going straight to our hoes who turn it?
We going to the hoes who turn it. Because listen, any story that I had at this, because I had one interesting story about a woman that was giving someone oral sex on the plane, and he said he didn't know what it was, and they looked at it as assault.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got right now. I'm not, I just wasn't ready for the news.
No, you're fine. I do have one story, and the title of the story is from Atlanta Black Star, so you already know it's mess.
Well, yeah.
I accidentally got engaged.
Get it together. Get it together, Cletus. Take two. What? No, hold up. Let's camera roll. Get it all out. Get it all out. Get it all out. All right. Oh, stop it. Get it together. All right. Take two.
All right. I accidentally got engaged to my sister's ex, and it has created a firestorm in my family. All right, here's the story. I'm going to give you the highlights. My older sister has always been very secretive about her personal affairs. You would be surprised to know that no one in our family has ever met any of her boyfriends until recently when she got married. We don't know why she is this way. We have come to expect very little when it comes to knowing about our life. Blah, 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 yada, 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 A year after my sister's wedding, I met a wonderful man. So far, I have kept our relationship a secret, just as my sister has done all of our lives. He and I have been dating for months now, and things are getting pretty serious. It's become so severe that I decided to take him on a double date with some of my friends and their boyfriends. It was at this outing that he proposed. Everyone was snapping photos and even posted them to their social media before I could. The next day, my sister showed up at my apartment with rage in her eyes and a tongue lashing for me. She told me that she couldn't believe that I would get engaged to her ex with whom she had been madly in love. What? Her ex? I asked what she was talking about, and she pointed out that she had dated my current fiance for years, that he had broken it off with her out of the blue, and she had never gotten over him. I asked how I was supposed to know she had dated him when she never introduced him to me or brought him around our family. My fiance was upset to hear about what had happened. He felt guilty, although neither of us had done anything malicious. When I showed him a picture of my big sister, he just shook his head and admitted that he and my sister had dated, but he had moved on years ago. He and I agreed that this situation is very complicated, but we are determined to make it work somehow, with or without my family's blessing. However, this has created drama in my family. My sister has told my parents and my other siblings, and they're pressuring me to end things. She makes it seem like I stole her man when that is false. I did not know about their past, and I don't think it's fair. Should I proceed with my engagement at the cost of being an outcast in my family?
I'm sorry. Is this is rhetorical? You want an actual?
That's the question in the article.
Baby, if you are happy at this particular point, baby, do what the fuck you gonna do. Be happy with the fuck you are. Understand that you all will probably have a different dynamic for a bit of time with the rest of your family, but it sounds like you have been pretty independent of everything else just in your life and y'all lives together. So the family piece is probably just a small one. So I don't really see what the issue is, but that's just me. You and your sister, that's great. Y'all are always going to be sisters. If this is something that breaks y'all up, a man at this particular point, baby, there's something's fundamentally wrong somewhere. I don't know. I don't know, but that's just my opinion. But I say if he makes you happy and you make him happy and you all are happy together, then baby, go do you. That's how I feel. But okay.
I mean, I'm with that. And your sister, I'm like, girl, you married with a whole other man. And first of all, I am throwing at least a 27.9% side eye to this whole story, because you ain't, the dude didn't recognize that. I mean, maybe they don't look like twins, but your girl ain't got no pictures in her house or none of her siblings or nothing. You ain't noticed anything and be like, I used to know this girl or nothing like that. So I'm giving a 29.7% side eye to this story. But assuming the story is true, ma'am, you got a whole other husband now, and this is your ex, and you never brought this man around the family, and no one knew that you was dating this man. That is the chance that you take when you keep secrets like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the hell? Like, I mean, and the only other thing that you can probably say, and maybe he figured it out, or maybe she figured it out, was, and I'm thinking him, only because, well, if they're sisters, it's not that it has to be the same, but they probably had the same last name. They probably had similar features. And at some particular point, if y'all been dating for years, you've had conversations about your ex. So at some particular point, you've mentioned someone, or you've mentioned a name.
Like their name or something.
Yeah, and especially like if it's a very unique name, then obviously that should be
like, don't you have pictures of your sister on your mantle or somewhere in your house?
Yeah.
And so I can't believe that if this dude has been dating this woman for several months, been over to her house, she hasn't seen pictures of this woman's family on the mantle or on the whatever, or on her phone or something. And no. So that's why I'm throwing at least a 29.75% side eye to this whole story.
Well, listen, but at the end of it, I still say, girl, go get your man and go do what y'all gonna do, baby. Because listen, if it is love and it's if it's love between you all and it's there, baby, you better enjoy that shit. You ain't got time to be sitting there thinking about what everybody else is thinking about, what you got going on. Baby, right. Go get your man and do what the fuck you gonna do. Live your life. Go on out here. Go on, get it.
All right, so now it's time for our new segment. Those hoes who turn it. This
AKA the Hootie.
The Hootie. I was trying to figure out how the fuck am I supposed to pronounce this.
The
Hootie. This month or this week, we are featuring one Ms. Fantasia Barrino.
Yes, indeed. Get into it. These have been looks that she's been turning out for the color purple, and just in general, but a lot of these specifically have been for the promos for the color purple. But here's the thing. You got to give it up to her because, listen, as far as I'm concerned, the bitch is clean. And I mean that the term bitch most unisex way that I possibly can, because it is equal opportunity, and I ain't calling her out of her name. I'm just saying that's how bad she is. She's so bad that she's a bitch right now. So the bitch is clean. That's how I'm feeling. That's all I'm saying.
So I love this all white. It looks good on her. I will say that I love these looks on her, and her body is amazing, but some of her tattoos are a bit distracting from the look.
I can see how someone can say that, but for me, it's okay.
I mean, she's still turning it. I'm not saying she's not turning it.
No. I'm just saying for me, it's okay. This one, however, I don't know how I feel about this. I think from the waist up, she looks amazing. I think from the waist down, there's some.
It looks like pieces of 3 different outfits.
You have some questions, but I do think that overall, it's a good look for her overall.
You know what? Fantasia, and I never realized about this, and maybe she's always, but she knows how to find her look in a camera. She turns a cunt look like nobody's business.
And this is something else for me. I love a woman's high heel shoe. I love a woman's high boot. But what I also love about women is when they have lace up high heels or like sandals around their ankles. There's something so sexy about that to me, to see a woman. And I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. I think it is the most amazing thing. And it's a simple thing, but it's just amazing. I'm here for it. Not one of my favorites, but she got a lot of good response to this.
Yes. Yeah, definitely not one of my favorites, but it's cute.
It's, this was a good look. I love the boot because the boot went all the way down. It was a red, the same color boot all the way down. But but it was a good look. It worked for her. Listen, we're not gonna talk about how motherfucking clean and severe that she is fucking up this entire look right here. And this is a different white ensemble than the one we just saw. But it's
very different, yes.
Clean as shit.
Baby, whatever she is paying her stylist, she needs to double it.
Listen, clean as shit. Now.
I do not like this lace, the lace skirt.
Yeah, because the lace is being swallowed.
Yes.
But yes, from her thighs up where there's no lace, she looks amazing. I just don't think that this lace, I feel like this lace was an afterthought. And maybe if it was outside and overlaid over the dress, I would feel differently, but this feels like an afterthought. I don't know.
Yes,
sure.
I agree with that.
This is cute.
This is cute. This is a cute go to brunch outfit.
Right, it's cute, sassy girl. I'm going to hang out with my girls. What you gonna do? I don't know, but I'm gonna be dressed just in case.
I like this gold. I love this gold pump.
Yeah.
This is one of my absolute favorite looks.
That's all I got. Like I just looks fucking amazing.
And then, is this the one where she's not wearing it, but it has a hat too?
I don't know if this one has the hat or not. I don't remember.
This catsuit, she turned his catsuit.
Maybe this picture in this catsuit, because she's good. She's throwing a catsuit in a minute, but maybe she, like you said, knows her ankles and knows where to look and knows how to position her body. Maybe this is everything. And let's not forget about this. Is this a fox? Is this a fox that she's throwing up in the air? I don't know, but baby, it is amazing.
Yes. I love this. I love this corset dress so much.
Dolce & Gabbana.
Yes. I love everything. I love her hair. I love the simplicity of the earrings. I love this overcoat, just over the shoulders, but not actually on. Everything about this looks it's just everything. This look right here.
This is my favorite.
Everything I miss at home.
This is my fave right here. And it's first of all, it is the white, it is her body shape, and get into her face. Her face is painted.
You know what? When I saw this, you know what she's giving? She's giving
She's giving like old Hollywood glam.
What was she's giving Chichi Rodriguez face, but in the best possible way.
Yes, and if you've never seen, which I don't know why would you
Wong Fu. Right, if you're watching this show, you better have seen Tu Wong Fu.
You better have seen Tu Wong Fu, and you better have seen Jackie's Back. That's all I'm saying. But yes, it's giving me that, and this is my fave because I love the drama of the train. I love this is probably why I love the polka dot, but I love the drama of the train. I love the drama of all of this, the feathers and everything. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. This is cute.
Listen, this little side curly Q is doing it for me. But she looks clean. She looks really good. This is
a very businesswoman Fantasia, and I live for it.
Yep, it's a cute. Like I'm gonna go on out here and handle this shit real quick, and I'll be right back. Mm-hmm.
And I love a matching shoe but the outfit is not matchy. This feels like little. You know what it is? It's not the outfit. It's this headband. This headband makes it seem like it makes her look like a little girl. In a way that I don't think is it just not. This angle just maybe is not complimentary for her.
I think it's a cute look overall, and I do appreciate it. I like that she is giving us a little color in a fun way, and then, like it seems like she built this whole outfit around the tights or the stockings, and I'm here for it. Now these three looks were 3 different times, but they were all for the color purple, and they're cute. They're either like I'm going to church or I'm going to a business dinner with my husband, that sort of thing. Like it gives me that, but it looks really. She looks really good, and the outfits look good on her.
Yes, I love the hair. I do not love this dress. This dress feels like you were on Project Runway and you had an idea that you have been working on for the past 72 hours and it just did not come together. Tim Gunn came down and said, make it work. And so you went back and you basically gathered up all of this fabric. And I mean, it's a cute way to hold the dress up with this necklace here, but this feels like you didn't finish your project for the design challenge on Project Runway.
It's funny you should say that because Christian Siriano didn't design this gown, but he designed one of her other gowns. And I think it was one of the white ones. I think it was the first white one. I think it was. But anyway, yeah, not one of my faves. I'm just saying.
And this is not the best picture of this dress, but I love this dress and I love this head, the feathers around it because it frames her face in a way in some of these other pictures that turns it out. And I love the mesh over the dress as like a second layer to it. I love that.
So this is what it gives me. It's giving me Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, meeting Mr. Right, the man of my dreams. But I do love the look, though. I do love it.
So for next week, can we do Coleman Domingo?
So yes, we can do Coleman Domingo because Coleman was also showing out. Yeah, we can do. And here's the thing: I used to think Coleman Domingo was so motherfucking fine, and it's not that I don't think he's fine anymore. But I'm looking at him, I'm kind of like.
You know, for me, it's literally the haircut because he used to have a little fro that he parted down the middle, down the side, and it gave his hair like architecture, and now it's all sort of like a flat, average Negro cut, and it just doesn't make him look as cute to me anymore.
I don't know, something about him is looking maybe just because I'm seeing him more. I used to think he was so fine. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like what?
I mean, he's still cute, but you know. So, we got to close the show out by talking about the color purple.
Oh, wait. House of Steel is here. Switchblade was here. Bakari and Switchblade were actually in the gear show. They did an amazing job.
Yes, they did. So thank you to them for being in the show.
Yes, Steel Toe was down bootblacking his ass off.
Yes, he was getting it together. And Steel Toe's got a birthday coming up at the end of the month, I think. So, you know.
Look at there.
Hallelujah.
Look at there. Okay, but I'm sorry. So I'm gonna cut you off.
What were your thoughts on The Color Purple?
Okay. All right. Listen.
And be as honest as you feel you need to be.
Don't you think I'm not? I enjoy the movie The Color Purple with Whoopi and all the people. I should say the original movie, because it wasn't another. The original. I enjoyed the original movie. Part of me probably is comparing the original to this new version. It is a musical, and it does have lots of singing and dancing and all that good stuff. It was not and I also saw the play as well, and I read the book when I was in high school and all that good stuff. I enjoyed the play. I just felt like it was a little too rushed. I enjoyed the movie for how brief it was compared to the original movie, but I'm still kind of like, it didn't really give me the same emotions that I got from the first movie. So for me, it's very much like, I think that people are raving about how Danielle did. I think she did okay. People are raving about even how Taraji did and her singing. I think she did okay. When they got to Fantasia, like, she acted her ass off. I was like, maybe I'm just a Russian judge, but all in all, I think the whole production and the way everything was put together, while I feel like it was a bit rushed in some particular parts, I still enjoyed it. I can say that I enjoyed this movie more than I did the Little Mermaid. And I also thought the Little Mermaid was just okay. But those are my thoughts.
So I'm going to start with Danielle Brooks was amazing. She ate every scene up in the same way that when I went to see Dreamgirls, that Jennifer Hudson ate every scene up that she was in. Like when Danielle Brooks was on the screen, every eye, at least mine, was on her and what she was saying and what she was doing. I thought that she was the perfect embodiment. She was Sophia, but she wasn't trying to be Oprah Winfrey as Sophia. I'm going to come back to that. I thought that Taraji was good as Suge, but for some reason, she kept giving me Cookie as Suge, who had taken some acting lessons. Because she was not bad. She was good. But I also just didn't like her. I mean, I liked part of her story arc, but that I didn't like the way that the thing with her father was resolved. I mean, there was no like dramatic resolution like the way it was in the play. Like there was a whole like second story, like how she was like the fallen child, and then you have the redemption arc, and this triumphant like song, and you realize that your daughter is still a child of God, and I mean it's totally fine. So speaking of trying to embody the other character, I felt like Fantasia was trying to embody Whoopi Goldberg's Celie, and she failed. But Whoopi Goldberg is a good actress. Fantasia, what?
Right. Shout out to Whoopi for showing up in the movie. Let's be clear.
Shout out to Whoopi for showing up. Whoopi Goldberg is a good actress. Yes, and we saw that from the very beginning, because you could just look at like her language, the tone, the way that she responded in scenes was like a good actress. Fantasia was like,
and she was able to communicate without saying a lot. Her facial expression, her body.
Fantasia's acting was wooden to me. I'm not saying she was terrible. I've seen lots of worse actresses in other movies. No.
She was better than her Lifetime movie when she was like, they cut the electric off.
I never saw the Lifetime movie for reasons, but I enjoyed it overall, but like, you know, the just like Fantasia's tone of voice in the movie a lot of times was just like she felt like she had like a mouthful of marbles, and that was how she decided that Celia was going to talk. And I was just like, I just didn't get some of the choices. And again, it definitely, on some level, I was definitely comparing it to the original, but on other, you can't because it's a musical. So you know that there's going to be some things. I liked almost all of the songs in the musical, and I love how they delve more deeply into the lives of Suge and Celie and even Squeak, you know, when they went to Memphis. Speaking of Squeak, I don't even know why her was in that movie. They could have cast some other, whatever they paid for her was unnecessary because she ain't add nothing to that movie.
You mean you talking about her? Or you talking about Sierra?
Both.
Because
but at least Sierra had like a part and some shit to say a little bit. I mean, Squeak could have was. I mean, they could have Squeak's shit could have been off screen. It felt like it was unnecessary to me.
But did she though? I mean, okay. All right. I mean, okay.
So, but overall, I liked it. I would see it again, but I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point of citing lines from the movie, except for when Sophia was like, "He said some dead horse shit." That was funny, but the rest of it was, you know, it was good. I'll probably see it again, but I'm never going to be like reciting lines from that from memory. And the guy that played old Mister's father, he was no Adolf Caesar.
No, that was bald head Louis Gossett.
That was Lou Gossett?
That was Lou Gossett. Yes, that was Lou
Gossett. Now that you say it, I see it. But I just don't think he. I mean, so for me, right? If you're going to do, even though the movie musical is based on the musical, I feel like people are expecting certain beats and certain lines in the musical, and like, you know, Mary Agnes, Miss Mary, who gives a damn? Boy, you're gonna sit there and let that naphead gal cuss you out and sit there at your own dinner table and you're acting like a waiter. You know, so you're expecting certain lines, and when that didn't happen, I'm just like, I'm sure. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. I'm glad that, you know, a lot of people liked it. It was not terrible. I think someone other than Oprah should have been involved in it, because I felt like it was too much of Oprah's vision of what it should have been, and I'm sure she was like this.
I will watch it again if it comes on cable. I'm not going to pay for it again to go see it in the movies.
Definitely
not. I probably would be looking at TikTok when it's on again.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to support it. I'm never going to say anything bad about it. I like, the story is the story, and it's a great story, but I just felt like, and then I also felt like it was a little rushed overall. Like, it wasn't, and I understand it's a movie, and it's a musical of the movie and of the book. I just felt like it was still rushed along. It wrapped up. You had to really pay attention to catch how and why things, because they said every single thing they said in the movie, or you understood why people did some of the things they did in the original movie, but they just, instead of making it a whole scene and visualizing it and showing it in like 10 or 15 minutes, they gave you a 30-second or 2-minute dissertation as to what happened. Oh, well, she had a baby, and then, you know, then it wasn't his father's, and then it wasn't getting in the house, you know, and that was it. It was like, well, but there's some more emotion with that. There's the drama with that, but okay.
Right, like how, you know, the reveal that, you know, the emotion around understanding that the father of your children is also not your father was missing from this movie. And you could, like, Celie's like palpable excitement when she said, you know, my daddy, you know, my children, not my sister and brother. Right. You know, like the emotion around that, is like one of the key things, because there's this guilt of having these children by your father that I think is part of everything that was missing. You know, that's part of Celie's journey, is like, yes, she's excited to have these kids, but also it's just like, these are also my sister and brother. And then to find out that these are not my sister and brother, it makes the coming reunion, and that reunion also felt like,
listen,
like when Whoopi and whatever that woman that played adult Celie's name was, I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot remember your name. Baby, that scene almost brings me to tears every fucking time.
Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. And then here's another one. How'd he die?
On top of me.
Like
it just, yeah, just the emotional investment was missing. And like, you knew what was going on, because if you've seen the play or you read the book or you've seen the first movie, then you understand what's going on, but you miss a lot of the emotion behind it. I did like how they delved a little bit more into what happened to Mr. after Celie left. I appreciated that too.
So eccentric, like, listen, I'm gonna agree on all things Dion Cole, because I think he's another one I just think is fine. Mm-hmm. But 8,
he want to get swallowed up. And on that note, let's get into this beautiful bean footage. I got one other story, because I have a travel log, right? So I forgot about this story. So on Grindr, this was when I was in Fort Lauderdale. Remember, because that was the hoeing and shopping part of the trip. This cutie hit me up and showed me his uterus. He asked me if I wanted to fist him, and of course I said yes, because he was cute and he showed me his uterus. Then he asked me if I brought any toys and lube, and I said no, because I was on vacation and I didn't bring any gear. And then he asked me if I smoked, and I said no. He said he still wanted to hook up and have me fist him, but he didn't have any J-Lube and poppers, and would I bring some? So I blocked him.
Listen, I said it then, I'm gonna say it again. How the fuck is you going? How are you going to have a kink or a fetish or something that you want to do and you ain't got shit that you want to do? I understand that people have to start somewhere, but baby, meet me halfway. Tell me you got a half a bottle of J-Lube or something. Give me some.
Right. So now, because I know he was about to ask me when he said if I had said I smoked, then he would have been like, can you bring some for him to smoke? Then he was like, he doesn't have any J-Lube or poppers, and would I bring some? I was like, I don't use poppers. I might bring some J-Lube, but it was like whatever time of evening it was. So where the fuck? I mean, I'm going to say these words, but I was going to say it was like 9 o'clock at night. So where the fuck was I supposed to get J-Lube? But it was Fort Lauderdale, so I know exactly.
Yeah,
J-Lube at night. In Fort Lauderdale, there is a place open as late as 3 a.m. where I could have gotten a full unopened bar. I'm not talking about borrowing some J-Lube from somebody. I'm talking about getting a full unopened bottle of J-Lube powder. Yes, my arm would have gotten swallowed up. Yes. So that was my one Florida travelogue story. So this was a good first show back. I'm excited. Who was Dion Cole? Who was Dion Cole in the
Dion Cole was her father. Dion Cole,
the stepfather.
Dion Cole, he owned the shop. That was her father. That was Dion Cole.
Shit.
Right.
I did not recognize him at all.
That's all right. You ain't got to do it. Listen, that's all right. You ain't got no right. He wasn't nobody. You walk right past.
Who's your girl saying, damn, did he even have a uterus or did you need to bring that too? We'll see, because, you know, a lot of girls had take good pictures.
How about that, bougie girl? So.
And then when you show up, they're not ready to do whatever the fuck it is they say, or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I gotta get ready because I gotta be on a train at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to Delaware, of all places.
Yeah, and I gotta go play with the damn people at the damn Black Degree Factory. And I hope this snow is supposedly coming from the west.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to get, and so one of my new colleagues that lives out there at in Hagerstown, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, well, I may or may not come in. She's depending on how wet it is. It's supposed to start tomorrow morning. And I was like, damn, about the people in these motherfucking 2-hour drive in the morning to come into work. I was like, girl, this is a lot. This was a lot. But okay, listen, if it starts snowing tomorrow, let it start snowing early. So at least I'll, we can maybe leave early maybe or something like that. I don't know. But
Right. And so I gotta take this train, and I plan to be back and in my house by 12:30. So
AM or PM?
Noon. So I will go up. The train leaves at 7. I get there at 8:45 or 8:30. We do our little walkthrough. I'm on the train at 10 a.m. and get back by like 10:45 and am back by noon.
Okay.
Or 11:30 and back at my house by noon.
Oh, that's right, because you're doing the high speed. Okay, cool.
Yes. Yeah, so any snooch. So it has been lovely seeing you all. Thank you all for coming back.
Yay.
We're going to have some super fun and exciting stuff over the coming weeks and months. So I think maybe we might because of our coming trip this summer, this cycle, which I just randomly called this cycle 14. So this is the start of our 7th year.
Cycle 14.
So we're at the start of cycle 14. So I think cycle 14 might go through the end of June because we're going to be out already the month of July.
That's our normal.
That is our normal time.
So it was June, but then we moved it to July.
Right, and that just makes sense because we're going to be out of town for July anyway.
And the other part of that is my girl is back on tour, and I think I want to go ahead and do it. And I was going to do it on my birthday, but it's Salt Lake City. I'll talk to you about that afterwards. So let's have this conversation afterwards.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So thank y'all for coming out. God bless you, and good night.